Okay, so we've cleaned quite a few headlights from just the yellowing and oxidizing of the plastic lens. And the best method that we found to date is really just a simple one. Pick up a pack of assorted grit sandpaper, and I like to get these pads from Amazon. You just want like one that's kind of a little firm, not too soft. And then you want a cheap bottle of Turtle Wax rubbing compound. Works great. I get that from Walmart. So this was like, I don't know, $3-4. These are, I think you can get like for 10 or 15 bucks, you can get a pack of like a whole 20 or something like that. They usually come with one of these adapters for your drill. And then Walmart or wherever, get decent quality sandpaper would be good. 3M usually is good stuff. But anyway, so depending on how bad the headlights are, I usually don't go below 320, but sometimes I'll start off at 400. And the reason is just because the more coarse sandpaper you go, the more damage you're actually doing to the plastic, meaning you're cutting away at the plastic. So depending on how bad it is, sometimes I skip the sandpaper altogether and just go with the compound. If they're just, not really too deeply scratched or anything, you can do that and see how that goes. And if you don't, because this is the least abrasive, so if you do this and then you feel like, oh, well, they could have been better, then you could, opt to go the sandpaper route. But then you don't necessarily have to start, I would not start with 320 unless you have deep scratches or cracks in the ledge that you think you can get out. I don't like going any lower than this because I've done it and it just damages the light and it's harder to get those deep scratches out. So that's about the most I'll go. I usually like the wet sanding method, so I'll have a pail of water and I'll dip the sandpaper in the water and go with it. And by hand is typically the way I do it. You can use some sort of a foam backing to kind of ease it, but I usually just do it by hand. It works pretty good. And then I'm sure people have different ways and better ways to do it, but this seems to work for me. So and then we go with so we usually start with either 320 or 400, and then move to the 800. And again, let the sandpaper do the work. Use wet, keep it wet so it does, you don't damage anything. And sandpaper seems to last longer that way. And then go to the 800, and just a few passes to where it looks like it's taking its effect. It's not really doing anything more. And then move to 1,000, and then to 1,500, and then 2,000. And then I even have a 2,500. I don't have it here, but I do have a 2,500 that we use as well. So 2,500, you can actually stop at 2, but I have the 25, so I use it. If I have 3,000, I'll use it too. But then after that, I'll go with the compound, and then you'll see in the video. Unfortunately, the video I have starts at 2,000 and then goes to 2,500 and then compound, but it's the same concept. And just remember that most of the yellowing and everything you're going to take off, you're going to take it off with the 400 or the 320, depending on where you start. I would recommend starting with the 400. If you don't like the outcome, then go back. But just remember, wherever you start, you got to go through the steps again. You don't just go from here and then straight to here or something, because you're really not taking, you're leaving those scratches. So you want to refine the scratches. You're making the deeper scratches smaller and smaller and smaller and smaller until you get to the compound, which cleans them up. And it's going to look hazy until, even after 2,500 or 3,000, it's going to look hazy. But then when you do the compound, it's going to become crystal clear, which is really nice. Okay, so hopefully it helps.